Have you ever felt like you were up against an impossible challenge? A giant problem that everyone else was too afraid to face? Well, today we're diving into one of the most legendary underdog stories of all time, the epic clash between David and Goliath. This isn't just an ancient tale, it's a powerful lesson about courage, faith, and looking at problems from a different perspective. So grab your popcorn, and let's get into it. Our story begins in the Valley of Elah, where two massive armies are locked in a tense standoff. On one side, we have the Israelites, led by King Saul. On the other, the Philistines, a fierce and formidable enemy. For 40 days, the battle lines have been drawn, but no one dares to make a move. Why? Because the Philistines have a secret weapon, a one-man army named Goliath. Now, let's paint a picture of this guy. Goliath wasn't just big, he was a literal giant. Standing over 9 feet tall, he was decked out in heavy bronze armor from head to toe. His helmet, his coat of mail, the protective gear on his legs, it all gleamed in the sun. He carried a massive bronze javelin, and the spearhead alone weighed more than what most soldiers could even lift. Every morning and every evening, Goliath would stride out into the valley, his voice booming like thunder, taunting the Israelite army. He'd shout, "Why are you all lined up for battle? I am a Philistine, and you are servants of Saul. Choose one man to come down and fight me. If he wins and kills me, we will be your slaves. But if I win and kill him, you will be our slaves." The Israelite soldiers, including King Saul himself, were terrified. They saw this giant, heard his threats, and their courage completely melted away. For 40 days, this paralyzing fear gripped their entire camp. Meanwhile, miles away, a young shepherd named David is living a much quieter life. He's the youngest of 8 sons, and his main job is tending to his father's sheep. David isn't a seasoned warrior, he's a teenager, probably underestimated by his own family. But here's the thing about David: while he was out in the fields, he wasn't just watching sheep, he was defending them from real threats, like lions and bears. He learned to be brave, quick-thinking, and incredibly skilled with his simple sling. One day, David's father asks him to take some food to his 3 oldest brothers, who were soldiers on the front lines. So, David packs up the supplies and heads to the army camp. He arrives just as Goliath is starting his daily routine of insults and challenges. David sees the giant, hears his taunts against the Israelite army and their God, and he's shocked. But he's not shocked by Goliath's size, he's shocked by everyone else's fear. He asks the soldiers, what will be done for the man who defeats this Philistine and removes this disgrace from Israel? Who is this guy, that he should defy the armies of the living God? His own brothers get angry, telling him to go back to his sheep. They see him as an arrogant kid who's out of his depth. But David isn't deterred. He knows something they don't. Word of David's brave talk eventually reaches King Saul. The king summons David. And when he sees this young, scrawny shepherd, he's skeptical. "You can't fight him," Saul says. "You're only a boy," and he's been a warrior his whole life. But David has a comeback ready. He tells Saul about how he fought and killed both a lion and a bear to protect his flock. He says, "The same Lord who rescued me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will rescue me from the hand of this Philistine." Seeing David's unshakable faith, Saul reluctantly agrees. He tries to dress David in his own royal armor, heavy bronze helmet, and a coat of mail. But it's way too big and clunky. David can barely move. He takes it all off and says, "I can't go in these. I'm not used to them." Instead, he picks up his shepherd's staff, walks to a nearby stream, and carefully chooses 5 smooth stones. He puts them in his shepherd's bag, grabs his trusty sling, and walks out into the valley to face the giant. When Goliath sees David approaching, he's insulted. A boy with a stick and some stones. He roars with laughter. "Am I a dog, that you come at me with sticks?" He curses David and promises to feed his body to the birds and wild animals. But David stands his ground, his voice ringing with confidence. "You come against me with a sword and a spear and a javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied." This day the Lord will deliver you into my hands, and the whole world will know that there is a God in Israel. The battle is on. Goliath lumbers forward, expecting an easy victory, but David is quick. He runs towards the giant, reaches into his bag, and pulls out a stone. He places it in his sling, whirls it around his head with expert precision, and lets it fly. The stone rockets through the air and strikes Goliath square on the forehead. It sinks deep into his skull, and the mighty giant crashes to the ground, face down. The fight was over in an instant. When the Philistines see their champion fall, they panic and flee. The Israelites, suddenly filled with courage, chase after them, securing a massive victory. David, the young shepherd boy nobody took seriously, had done the impossible. He didn't win because he was stronger or better equipped. He won because he saw the situation differently. While everyone else saw an undefeatable giant, David saw an opportunity to show the power of his faith. He used the skills he had, not the armor someone else gave him, and faced his fear head-on. So the next time you're facing your own Goliath, remember this story. It's not about the size of the problem, but the size of your courage and belief. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more videos like this. See you next time.